All right, thanks, guys. We went 3, 2, and 1 in our premium selections yesterday on patreon.com. That's going to put us at 10, 1, and 1 in our college football package so far for the year. Just one loss in 12 premium selections in our college football package. We're also 7, 2, and 1 in our last 10 plays on Patreon, 18, 11, and 1 in our last 30 best friends package plays. So if you want some more information about that, check me out on my website, patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. Now we have ourselves a nice full slate of Sunday Major League Baseball action. I really hope you're enjoying your weekend, and let's go ahead and get into it. Beginning with the Red Sox taking on the Phillies, 105 Citizens Bank Park in South Philly. The Red Sox are minus 110, totals 10.5. We saw a nickel fade of Boston and movement downward on the total. The Red Sox open $1.15 down to 110. Total open 11 down to 10.5. 51% are leaning Red Sox, 65% shaded toward the over. Right now the Phils are minus 102 on the money line. Boston plus $1.45 laying the run and a half. We have Rick Porcello for the Red Sox, Jason Vargas for the Phillies. Vargas comes into this matchup with a 4.01 ERA, 1.27 whip. Porcello on the other side for Boston, 123 strikeouts on the year. The Phillies have dropped to 3.5 games back for that second wildcard spot in the National League. Winners in just 4 out of their last 10. The Phillies also rank 18th in offensive strikeouts, 23rd in hits allowed. Meanwhile, the Red Sox on the other side, winners in their last 2 straight. They rank first in hits, second in striking batters out. And when it comes to the total, Boston's 7-1 to the under in their last 8 taking on Philly. I'm going to lean Red Sox minus 110 and the under 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Yankees, Blue Jays, 107 Toronto. The Yankees are minus 190, totals 10.5. We saw a 15-cent fade of New York and movement upward on the total. The Yankees open 205 down to 190, total open 10 up to 10.5. Toronto's plus 175 on the money line. The Yankees minus $1.25 laying the run and a half. We have Jordan Montgomery making his first start for the Yankees. TJ Zook making his second start for the Blue Jays. Now, Montgomery for the Yankees, this is his first start since May 1st, 2018. He did undergo Tommy John surgery, so we'll see how that works out for him. The Blue Jays on the other side, winners in 3 out of their last 5. New York 27th in runs allowed on the road. When it comes to the total, New York's 80% to the over in their last 5. I think the Blue Jays should be able to keep it close at home. I'm going to lean Toronto plus 1.5 and the over 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Twins, Indians, 110 Cleveland. The Indians are the $2 favorite in this one. Totals at 9, 63% leaning toward the Indians. Right now the Twins plus 175 on the money line. Cleveland minus $1.15 on the run line. We have Randy Dobnak for the Twins, Shane Bieber for the Indians. Now, if you like the Twins in this matchup here, just kind of a heads up, another bullpen game for them. I think this is like their 3rd straight bullpen game, but looks like Randy Dobnak is going to lead the charge here for the Twins as the projected starter. Now, Minnesota is 14-6 in their last 20. They've also successfully won in 5 out of their last 6 head-to-head matchups with Cleveland. Now, the Twins are second in road scoring, first in road hits. Cleveland on the other side, losers in their last 2 straight, just 36 and 38 against the spread overall for the year. 36 and 38 against the spread at home. And of course, when I refer to the spread in Major League Baseball, I'm referring to the run line. One more thing to add about Cleveland, they are 21st in hits on average per game. When it comes to the total, Minnesota on the other side, 43 and 31 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean Twins plus 1.5 in the over 9 runs in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and once again welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's Major League Baseball action. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. And the weekend is getting ready to wind down, but we have plenty of Major League Baseball action here today. And I also want to remind you real quick, once again, to check me out on my website. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. We do premium plays on that site. We have a bunch of different memberships and packages, and those packages begin at just $1.99 per month. We're 10-1-1 in our last 12 college football package plays. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10 plays across the board. We're also 18-11-1 in our last 30 Best Friends membership package. So check that out. Patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below. There's also plenty of free content there as well, including my current record. All right, let's go ahead and slide back into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Orioles taking on the Tigers, 110 Detroit. The O's are 135, totals 10.5. We did see a nickel move toward Baltimore in the early wagering. They open $1.30 up to $1.35, total 10.5. 51% leaning toward the Tigers, 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, Detroit is plus 125 on the money line. Baltimore plus $1.15, laying the run and a half. We have Asher Wojciechowski for the O's, Edwin Jackson for the Tigers. Wojciechowski for Baltimore, just 2-8 on the year, 5.51 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. He's also walked 25 batters in 67 innings pitched. Baltimore, last in runs allowed, last in strikeouts. Total-wise, Detroit on the other side, 5-1 to the under in 5-1 to the under in their last 6, taking on Baltimore. I'm going to lean Tigers plus $1.25 in the over 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Braves Nationals, and for some reason this is a 1:38 Eastern first pitch in Washington. Maybe they're doing some September 11th ceremonies, and that's backing it up a little bit, giving it a weird start time. But anyway, 1:38 Eastern first pitch in the nation's capital. The Braves are minus $1.10, totals at 10. We saw a 10-cent fade of Atlanta and movement downward on the total. The Braves open $1.20 down to 110, total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. 63% are leaning Braves, 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Nats are minus 101 on the money line. Atlanta plus $1.50, laying the run and a half. We have Max Fried for the Braves, Anibal Sanchez for the Nats. Sanchez is 8-8 on the year, 123 strikeouts. Fried on the other side for the Braves comes into this matchup with a 4.02 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. Washington, believe it or not, first place in the wild card standings in the National League. They also rank 9th in runs allowed, 6th in strikeouts. Now the Braves on the other side, 19th in offensive strikeouts on the road. They're also 24th in road walks allowed. And when it comes to the number, Washington 5-1 to the over in their last 6 at home. I'm going to lean Nationals minus 101 in the over 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Astros Royals, 215 Kansas City. The Astros are minus 240, totals 10.5. We saw a 15-cent move toward Houston and movement upward on the total. The Astros open 225 up to 240. Total open 10 up to 10.5. 72% are leaning Astros, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now the Royals are plus 220 on the money line. Houston minus $1.60, laying the run and a half. We have Wade Miley for the Astros, Jake Junis for the Royals. Miley's 13-5 with a 3.74 ERA. Jake Junis on the other side, 9-13 on the year, 5.06 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. Houston has the second most wins in the American League. They're 6-1 straight up in their last 7, taking on the Royals. And speaking of the Royals, winners in just 6 out of their last 20 at home. They also lost their last 6 straight at Kauffman Stadium, taking on the Astros. Now, total-wise, Houston 80% to the under in their last 5. I'm going to lean Houston minus 1.5 in the under, 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Brewers Cardinals, 215 St. Louis. The Cards are minus 135, totals at 9. We saw a 15-cent fade of St. Louis and movement upward on the total. The Cards open $1.50 down to minus 135. Total open 8.5 up to 9 flat. 69% are leaning Cardinals, 72% shaded toward the over. Right now the Brewers are plus 125 on the money line. The Cardinals plus $1.50 on the run line. We have Chase Anderson for the Brewers, Michael Wacha for the Cards. Wacha's just 6-7 with a 4.97 ERA, 1.55 WHIP. Chase Anderson on the other side for the Brewers, 6-4 on the year, 112 strikeouts. The Cards are 20th in scoring, 24th in hits. winners in just 2 out of their last 5. Now the Brewers on the other side, they are, just 1 game back for that second wild card spot in the National League. Still right in the hunt there, despite losing Christian Yelich this week. They also rank 2nd in offensive walks, 10th in strikeouts. I'm going to lean Milwaukee plus 125 in the over 9 runs in that game. And guys, if you want to take a look at part 2 of this video, all you got to do is look in the comment section below. Click the link. I'll include a link right there in the comment section. But once again, that's going to do it for part 1. If you want to take a look at part 2 of this video, make sure you click the link in the description section below. And I'm sorry, the comment section below, and that'll link you right to video 2. All right, let's go ahead and get into some more Major League Baseball personal leans. And we're going to take a look at the Pirates taking on the Cubs. And that's going to be a